Hello, welcome to Line War. I'm John Joe, and today we have a 4 versus 4. As you can see, Alpha Team has a few odd sections over here on only this side of the map, whereas Bravo Team doesn't have this side of the map, so all 4 players are going to be starting over here. And as you can see already, Blamo has taken this area of the map. There's 4 energy wells right next to each other, one in the water, another one to claim over there, and I'm not sure where they're starting just yet. We've got 2 picks here for Bravo Team. And they're still deciding where the other 2 are going to pick. And these are the only 2. Oh, and there's a third one. So Alpha Team already know where they're starting. Here, here, and here, which are pretty good picks. There's double energy well there. This one's right in the middle of everything. So I'm assuming they're going to be on the defense quite early on, which is Numpty over here. Dasi Benaran is up in the north. Actually, that's not Numpty, is it? That could be Vasvas because it's blue. Numpty is down here with the 2 energy wells. And it's Blamo over there. So let's have a look at Bravo Team. They're still deciding. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit. I can't see where they've picked. Over there. There we go. Right. So, TW Dumbass over there is Pink, who I think is starting down here. You'll have to bear with me. I'm colorblind. But Gonya is here. Jackson is over here, and we got someone said that my nickname sucks, who is purple. So this is pink. This one is that purple. I think so. We're going to have it on ×2 probably for the most of the game. Bravo Team have good vision on the map, as you can see already, completely unveiling Vasvas right from the beginning of the game. Let's have a look over here. So Vasvas is going to be heavily outnumbered here, and he's going for the attack as well, defending a few locations, but also trying to put pressure on Nickname as a bit of a defense. It stops the units coming in so fast, allowing him maybe some time to build up some artillery to push back. But he's already lost 1 factory. He's not the only one under pressure though. Notice Dasi Benaran up here with some airfields as well, who is going to be put under pressure by Nick, is that Nickname? Nope, I'm getting confused. By Dumbass up here. Feel awkward calling him Dumbass. But Dumbass is supported by Jackson over here, who's bringing some units in at the top to try and take out Dasi Benaran. Gonya is the only one with the freedom to do much in this section. Actually, no, he's on Bravo Team. Where is the last one? I've even lost count of who's who. Alright, so we've got Numpty down here, who is trying to attack Nickname, who is also pushing against Vasvas, who is also being attacked by Gonya, who is pretty much safe because they're right next to Jackson, who is supporting Dumbass in the attack against Dasi Benaran. Let's have a quick look over here. You're fine, aren't you? You're just chilling over there. Yeah. Have fun. He is building air units though. He's trying to support with air units soon. But Vas has actually... Nickname has pretty much been taken out. Squeezed between 2 players in which he thought was probably a very good attack position. Nickname is now down to 1 building still under construction. Now Green is attacking here, but is now going to be under a lot of pressure because Vasvas is being backed up by Numpty, so Gonya is under threat now. He really needs to try and focus this way. Jackson is pushing some units through this way to try and take out Vasvas over here. And Dasi Benaran is actually struggling in this section over here. There's a lot of infantry directly on top of this airfield, or at least, you know, as on top they can be. But the helicopters are fairly unchallenged. There's 2 SAM units. Actually, there's another one there, so these helicopters will have a bit of a threat, as there's not enough of them to take them out quick enough, but they are going to be able to pick them off one at a time if they don't group together. This is just complete and utter chaos, isn't it? But it looks like Dasi Benaran is going to lose this section of the map, at least temporarily. He could build elsewhere, which he is going to do. He's got a barracks set up down here. Vas surprisingly was able to keep control over this section of the map. I did not expect that. And Nickname is still around somewhere. There you go. He's got a barracks up here, but it looks like Nickname was going to be the first person out. I could be wrong. He could still survive. If anyone was going to survive this, I'd expect it to be him. Or at least that situation. But I just can't see it happening. But I did not expect Nickname to be the first person in that situation. He just got unlucky. Yeah, he's out. Nickname is out of the game. Das Ibaneren has moved south. Pressured by Jackson, Dumbass, and Gonya's gone this way. But Vas is pushing through the mountains here with artillery. He's in a very good position to defend from the north, using artillery in the mountains. So unless you have a superior artillery force, you need to come this way. And Vas is actually going to find that that's going to happen. Because Jackson's still attacking this way. Gonya's attacking to the left, but he's being split by this player, by Numpty down here. But because there's so much control in the north, they might actually be able to team up and take these people out one at a time. We've got Daz down here. Because you got to remember, these are still just 3 players down here. Even though they had a success against Nickname, it's still a 3v3 because, well, no offense, Blamo, but you can't reach yet. It's going to be a while until you're effective from that distance over there. But you got some units up here. You need to try and bring those down that way. And maybe even these ones over here. He's got a lot of land. He could actually be quite a sufficient single player in this game. But looks like Numpty's going for the attack against Green over here. So that might give Vas enough time to try and take out some space this way if he tries. But he is getting caught between 2 players. I think they're trying to focus down Das Ibaneren as he is stuck in the corner over here. So they're bringing their units all around him and going to push down all together before they try and take on Vas. But Jackson and Gonya are focusing that way, at least for now. And it is Dumbass that is going to try and take on Das Ibaneren. And it looks like they might be quite successful here. There isn't a lot of artillery there, so it is literally just infantry versus infantry. So it might have been worth trying to go around the side of some of these infantry. Literally get them around that defense. The structure does go down for Vas. And with a superior artillery over there in the forest, it would be good to try and get him with a lot of infantry, but unfortunately you just can't, as you've been under attack the entirety of this game. And Gonya is able to defend this choke point with the artillery he has. These infantry aren't that effective when they're in such a small group. Blamo's bombers are coming over and trying to do as much damage as they can. They're actually going to be able to take out a structure. I didn't see if they've taken out any other structures, but they have been killing infantry as time goes on. I've just noticed it's got infantry down here, so commandos are in play. And Blamo's doing what they can to try and protect their enemies, their allies. And harass the enemy whatever they can do, but unfortunately Vas is under attack by 2 enemies up in the north. Gonya's holding back Numpty, so Numpty's not really able to attack and save Vas unless he lets Gonya through, which is what's happened. And Das Ibaneren actually survives the attack over here and is now going to be able to push back. And instead of trying to defend, he might want to just go on the offensive. There's an energy well exposed here, so he could push through and take out the north section of the map. Or at least attempt to before reinforcements arrive. It might help draw back these units. Vas did have his structures destroyed, but he has saved himself by placing one down here. But it is still quite exposed. Gonya's right here as well. He's going to need to start trying to capture some territory behind allied lines. Is Blamo getting anywhere? He's trying to take out the defences over here to allow his infantry through. And artillery. He doesn't have too much ground forces, but backed up by the air units that he's got, it might be quite effective to be able to push through. He just needs to build some airfields. Or airstrips, sorry, so he doesn't have to worry too much. He's even got a town built right on the enemy's coastline. Vas is resorting to the last defense. He's got his last stand there. He doesn't have any territories to back out to. Numpty is going for some air units to try and take out these exposed artillery, which is perfect because it doesn't look like Gonya's got any anti-air. But he is switching into that now, and he does have helicopters. They can take out air units pretty well. Dasty Benaran has been pushed back once again by artillery and tanks, and the tanks are jumping on the artillery groups at the side. And they're doing a very good job at clearing out the defense before they can build it, which is unfortunate for Dasty Benaran because, wow, these units are pretty much just going to take over. The tanks are right in the back now, getting to these exposed structures. And someone else has gone. Oh, will be dropped because they're inactive apparently. So that is just Bass trying to survive, but Bass has now lost. So now it is 3v3 once again. And Dasty Benaran has quit as well. So it's now Numpty. Okay, no it's not. It is now just Blammo versus the world. So Nickname goes out, and yet still Bravo team were able to take on the 4 players and reduce it down to 1. But Blammo does have a pretty good situation. Kind of. They've got a good choke point they can hold. They have control of the ocean. They've got a good airfield for defense. So how is Alpha Team going to deal with this situation? I think the way I would want to do it is to cross this land here. What this... That's not land, that's water. I know what I mean. And that would be my main way to do it, because the attention's going to be up here. I'd get one player to just literally distract over here. And if I was one of the players, I'd try and invade at the south. Which sounds like an innuendo, but it's not. He does have some airstrips, but that's probably not where I would have wanted them. They are on exposed land. Unless I was already getting some units through here, that's a bit of a dangerous location to put them. I'd probably have put them in this forest here. He, relatively speaking, has control of the ocean, so it could be worth risking it on the ocean line. Maybe even just building aircraft carriers would have been a good idea, new strikers. But they still wouldn't have been able to get too far in, but it would have given you good control. So we got that defense there. This area is being slowly decimated by Jackson. So Jackson is still getting through there. There's quite a few Navy units, but they're literally just anti-air. And I don't think Jackson even has air units. No, but Gonya does. And soon, Dumbass can try and push through in this section. So it won't just be one player's artillery. We could have some tanks trying to push through. I think that's what he's waiting for. Waiting for these units to get to a certain point so the tanks can rush around. Anything else going on the map? No, but if I was Gonya, I'd definitely be trying to cross the water here. Set up a defense here. Build a nuke or something. I don't know. But Gonya pretty much has control over the entire coastline, apart from this. So he's the only one that can actually do something like that. Okay, Blammo knows that he is struggling here. I'm going to put it onto free roaming camera. And he is setting up defenses in the forest here. Just try and hold off against the amount of units we got here. I think this was Dumbass's army, the purple. So he's ran out of energy, which is unfortunate. We do have some action going on over here. And Dumbass is not that much of a dumbass. He's sent in some anti-air to help Gonya. But Blammo's not that... Blammo's smarter now as well. So he's actually trying to go around. He's not leaving out... He's not trying to fly straight over those. He's brought them round to the side. But yeah, it seems like every player seems to be having energy issues. I do try to keep swapping as we're going through. But this force is coming over towards this defensive line here. Tham are on the front lines. You probably want to bring those guys back on a blue circle command. Let your infantry go for the attack here. But the air units are coming over, so I think that's what they're doing. As you can see, the SAM units are moving into a flower shape. But those bombers are doing a lot of damage to the SAM. I don't think it's too much to worry about, as there are so many units coming over here. But actually, there's not really any anti-air. And because they're bombers, they won't get hit by any other units, so the only way this army can stop those bombers is by taking out the airfields. I'm going to take it off this free camera now, because it's a bit hard to control. But over here, Blamo's actually doing a good job trying to push forward. I mean, there is a defensive line, but that's literally air units, and he sent his air units the other way now. As you can see, there are 2 Circle Commands 4 SAM units, but they're not building any anymore. So they've only got artillery here, and the bombers, if there was enough of them, would easily be able to repel this army. Backed up by the artillery they have. I don't know if there's enough, really. I mean, over time they're slowing down, so maybe it will be good enough, but bombers aren't great at taking out units, just weakening them for the army on the ground to take them out. Over in that section, I don't think anyone's deciding to build nukes. Right, my mouse is not really doing it very well. The rolling is having an issue. Fortunately, Blamo is struggling to hold this one location, and the airfields will be at threat next, really. Over in this section, it looks like it's being reinforced by some extra units. And these artillery will be able to hold off the attacks. The air units are coming in to support, to try and help weaken this force, but unfortunately the SAM units here, especially buffed by the defense, the bombers are not going to be able to take those guys out as easily. The helicopters are being brought around the side, and Blamo gives in the game. That went from a winning 4v4 situation down to a 4v3, and then those 3 started winning and ended up taking over. That was actually quite an interesting game. So thank you for watching. Feel free to comment what you thought about it, and there's 2 videos on screen right now, so check one of those out and I'll see you there.